inside of my house. So I don't want to go. I am a party inside of my head. It's just not that much fun having fun when you don't want to have fun. I am a party.
All right, guys, happy Wednesday. We're live. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the music. Hopefully you, at this point, you're able to get you got your setups in front of you. You've gone through the market. You've gone through, all these different types of setups, and you just feel good, ready to go. So, number one, guys, I'm grateful to be alive. Woke up, legs work. A little rusty. Need some WD-40, but we're good. Got a race this weekend, so that's gonna be dope. Nance and I are doing a DECA, so that's pretty. We're excited. But yeah, we're breathing. Sun's out. We're able to have a skill set. We've positioned ourselves to have a skill to be able to extract money from these markets. So super grateful. And as always, I'm just grateful for you guys. You guys are here. You guys hang out with me. We just get to have a good time, improve together, accomplish things, develop ourselves, and that in itself is worth something. So much love to all y'all, but let's get into it. Morning. What's up, Ty? What's up, Karen, Keresha, Jeff, Greg? Hope you're enjoying cafecito. Currently in, is that a 1 minute MYM? Just drop the chart. Drop your charts below, guys. If you have any setups you want me to look at, go ahead and share them. I'll actually, you know what? Do it right here. Drop your charts here. And then I'll review what I can. All right, cool. So let's dive into it. We can recap. I'll recap a little bit later, Dow and NQ and all that good stuff, but I do want to just tackle on what I'm seeing now. So right now we finally got, during London session, we finally got below these this was the higher time frame sweep of liquidity that I was curious about. So we definitely get a huge breakout. This captures tons of liquidity. Or see the market finally get to deeper levels of imbalance, and then we immediately work our way back up. So, on this higher time frame, music's still going, really? That's not even possible. Are you guys sure? It's not. All right, so it should be good. All right, maybe Greg had a little delay, or maybe it was yours. Okay, cool. Thank you. Y'all are quick. So at this point, right, we worked our way down, cleared these session lows, and came right back. And at this point, what it looks like to me is that the purpose behind this move down could be that it just wanted to liquidate these lows and work its way back up. So I do think there's the option for what we call a shakeout setup here. And so that's what this would look like. So we would have, basically, remember, it's like we're taking the opposite of a break and retest. So the market breaks below, comes here, And we're under the assumption that retail sellers are going to get into some profit here. The market's going to put them into profit. And once there's enough sellers, retail sellers in profit, then the market can continue and take these guys' money here. So this is basically what I think we can see. It's just a matter of, is this going to happen with NASDAQ, or could it happen with Dow Jones? Could it happen with S&P? And right now it just looks like NQ is a bit more bullish. So yeah, something like that could work for sure. So this is basically what we've been seeing. A little bit more, here we go. A little bit more candles printing over here. And then trading down into here before continuation. So this is an option, of course. This is what I would call on the higher time frame, could work, but we have to remember we are trading against the 15-minute trend. So I don't necessarily want to push for too much at this point. The only reason I'm semi-open to big reversals is because we're getting, because this is playing out of a higher time frame, right? We took out the lows of June 25th. So we had been trading over here for a good 2 weeks. So now we've broken below. This is an easy way to honestly trap a lot of the breakout sellers. So we'll be mindful here. So with New York Open happening this second, if we do trade back down to here with NASDAQ and there's a, and it's, it's kind of lagging behind, then this is cool. Otherwise, the other setup that I'm sure many of you are looking at right now is, okay, well, can there be shorts over here? You saw NQ pump during London, take these highs, and then start to work their way down. So is there something like that we could be looking for with Dow Jones, with S&P, and honestly, not really. All right, Dow doesn't really create anything over here. It just breaks below and just continues right away. So all we had here was a bit of support. All right, all we had right here was a bit of support. You can see that the market was following structure over here. It was bullish. And then here's where it bounces. This lures in tons of retail, or just tons of buyers in general, right? We got a decent mitigation here. And then after it breaks below this, we get one more where it's still holding on. It's still respecting these lows. And then it finally just collapses. So could the market reject out of these order blocks over here? It's definitely a possibility, especially if it's lagging behind. There could be sells. Now, this isn't your signature mitigation where this is a liquidity sweep. This reversal would be based more off of an order block, which is not something I teach as much on here, just to keep things simple and consistent. And look at how aggressive NASDAQ is moving to the upside right now. So really aggressive movement. Dow is also pushing higher, but definitely nowhere near as with so much momentum. So what do? Is I will stay away from NQ. So it probably gets here soon, and I'm not going to pursue sells here. That's my style. Even though I know here's a sweep to the upside, market drops. That's not my style. Right? I don't sell off of this. If it's the leading move, if it's the most bullish, I'm not going to get in front of that train. So I'm going to wait it out, and I'm open to trades with Dow. If we were to get all the way over to here, then I would sell off of this order block, because it was kind of what tricked buyers in last minute before it just absolutely collapsed. So I am open to sells eventually. Now, in the meantime, let's go look at metals. Metals have just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And so the continuation to the downside has been great. And where is the market going to? So remember, and this is why it's important to go higher time frames to lower time frames. What we're looking at right now is the following, right? We saw structure start to shift. Thank you. Had a lower, like the market was making new lows, came up, and this is where it failed. So here's where you started to see the shift in direction, the accumulation. We finally break above here and we stay above. So as I marked up yesterday, this is where we start to get our shift in structure. So our 4 hour is still doing all this. Okay, so 4 hour technically still bearish. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, I just need some basic ones here. Okay, that's the 4 hour. So at some point, can we work our way back to some of these levels? For sure. But that might take some time. As we go to the 1 hour, then, okay, cool. Now we're starting to notice a couple more things. So the market has been bearish all week for metals. Why? Right? Where's it getting to? What's the motive? What's the driving factor? And in my opinion, the market wants to get back down to this imbalance, to this last push down before the continuation. So in my eyes, we're like the market's really striving to rebalance over here. Right over here. So the market working its way there, this will be very, very important. So are we going to pull back again in order to keep going down? Okay. So let's dive into the 15 minute. Do you see setups hit anywhere over here? Okay. Now you have a big push down here, which is why we're getting reversals right now. And the market, of course, if you're seeing the 15 is giving you lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Is there a textbook selling opportunity here? Not for me. Sure, there's a little bit of a push up here before it crashes down. That's just not that's not a selling zone for me. What I would look for shorts would be up over here in this zone. This makes more sense to me. This is where we really take out a lot more liquidity. We eliminate a lot of these sellers, etc. So this makes more sense over here. Right now the market pushed up, rejected this order block here. So you saw a little bit of a dip. Doesn't mean it can't keep going higher, because I feel like it might. And we might get into this imbalance. So, okay. Does that mean I'm going to trade something right away? No. So small time frames, if we get pullbacks and get into shorts, my sells are looking way up here. That's kind of where I like the movement for now. We saw the market here take out Tokyo lows, crash all the way down into these levels, and then it is quickly reversing. So for now, I know if you're looking at this on the small, now you're looking at this maybe 5 minute, 1 minute. Okay. So now we're just organizing our thoughts. Where can the market get to? What are high probability reversal zones? And then you have the following, right? So the 1 minute had been just crashing down and down and down. Here's where we start to switch up direction again on the small time frame. You can see how this dips down before it rallies one more time. So now you might be asking yourself, okay, so should I be looking for buys somewhere over here? And all of this is all cool to mark up. But what we want to also think about is, okay, well, what's silver doing? Silver It's really not that bullish. Silver is chilling down here, way down here. We're not seeing it trading. So remember, here's the structure. All right, this is 5 a.m. Central Time. It gets above, loses momentum. Gets above again, loses momentum. So it's really struggling over here. So it's sitting way down here in this small time frame structure, whereas gold is sitting way up here. Higher highs are on this 5 minute, 1 minute time frame, much more bullish. So in my opinion, the gold buy looks significantly better than silver. This is a much better trade in my eyes. Now, would I go for a big move here? No. But it's sitting there, okay? And then that takes us to oil, which has been on a monster rally. Absolutely mental right now. And I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about the setup, and then I'm going to talk about why some of these ideas yesterday failed. Because we had a really good chat about this in the syndicate session. Shout out syndicate. That's there. I think it was about 20 of us that were on there. Suerte, primo. Viva los Navarrete. Saludos desde Los Ángeles. What's up, man? Escríbeme por Instagram. No sé cuál primo eres. Español. Francés. Japonés. Pensé que solo estábamos diciendo lenguajes aquí. Trump and OTAN in Spain. Huh? What's up, Jenny? What's up, Juan? Jay, Maria Lisa. All right, so yeah, at this point, guys, well, oil's doing some oil things, and we have a pretty clean setup here for oil buys. And I know it's been ripping, so some of you might be a little bit more hesitant on buying because we've been bullish for just quite some time. But 5 hours trading in a bullish structure. Boom, right over here. ¿Puedes hacer un análisis en español? Maybe. So yeah, look at the liquidity sweep. Captura liquidez por aquí. Nice and easy. Eliminate retail buyers there, buyers here, quite a bit. Tokyo low still sitting here though, so a little dangerous. Entonces, captura liquidez, pero los bajos de Japón están por acá. Entonces es un poquito peligrosa esa idea. But structure is so good that and we want to understand the correlation with indices. So look at this, right? Right now, oil is slowly working its way down. So very slow retracement. Whereas if you look at indices, they're pushing aggressively. So S&P still pushing higher. Dow pushing higher. NQ aggressive up here. So not selling this, guys. No estoy vendiendo esto. I'm not going to be involved in this trade. So right over here, this is, it's kind of enticing, right? You see the pump, it dumps. I see it too. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not my setup. One of my rules is I just don't get in the way of, I trade the lagger. I don't trade what's leading the move up. So in my eyes, we're probably going to take out London highs. Maybe we even get up to here. So I'm chilling on this idea. Also, if we continue to break above, then this idea also changes. This is no longer really a shakeout. I would be looking for a completely different type of market environment because I would want NASDAQ to prove itself that the structure is still bullish. So it's kind of interesting. Like a lot of the stock market right now is down. Oh, it's because right now we're basically coming back to the where the market closed for the session. So market closed right here for NASDAQ. So we're actually still sitting below the close of the day. So remember, the stock market doesn't really move. It doesn't move at all during those times. So right now we're basically about to get back to where the open was. Dow closed right around here too. So Dow has a lot more to move. But yeah, anyways, that's what I'm thinking here. But the point that I was making was, right now we've seen NASDAQ and just keep pushing higher and higher. Dow not quite getting above this yet. And then to look back to oil, right? Oil is very slowly working its way down. So the setup on oil does make sense in my opinion over here. If we get the market to get down to these areas, I do think we can see some movement. And now I'm going to explain why yesterday's setup, which looked so good, this one was so clean. All right, who here took oil sells yesterday? Who here was like, oh, I love this trade. I love this setup. Just me? Okay. So, So we had, retail selling here, resistance. You see a sweep of liquidity. So it's looking good over here. It's like, oh, this is sick. Perfect. And then there was another zone like over here. I have to mark it up again, but there was another area like right there. But anyways, so this looks good, right? Sweeps the highs, works its way down. We trade below this low for a couple days. Market comes up, so it's a lot of squeezing. And remember though, when the market squeezes like for a very long time, the breakout is going to be relatively big. This was a lot bigger than I expected though. But here's why this didn't work out. Or this is at least my conclusion. And this is an idea, this concept that we've been working on for a while, but now I feel like I've seen it enough times to be like, all right, this is truth. So when oil came into this zone, so there's a ton of us, right? A ton of us. I took 2 oil sells. Okay. So a ton of us here were looking for this, and on its own, independently, this oil sell looks great. It looks perfect. Textbook. The reason that I believe this didn't work out was because of how this was moving relative to indices. And here's what I mean. Oil was flying up. Flying. It was very aggressive, pushing and pushing and pushing. And remember, oil, for the most part, oil goes up, indices go where, guys? What happens to the indices? If when oil is going up, what are indices typically doing? Go down. Down. Exactly. So here's what was happening. Oil was so bullish. It just kept making higher highs, while indices at that time. So I just want to give you guys examples. I'm gonna give you the side by side here. And this should help quite a bit. This is a bit more advanced, so some of you might get a little lost here, but that's okay. But take a look at this. And let's go to the replay. Let's go to like right there. Okay. So look at this. We had oil just going higher and higher and higher. So oil was pushing up, consolidation, slightly going higher. Okay, so this oil was still steadily climbing. Meanwhile, and this was just kind of staying the same. Going up a little bit. It really wasn't going down at all. But during that time, the same time, guys, Dow was already starting to give its reversal. So Dow was going up and up and up. It was reversing. Oil couldn't reverse. Right? Oil should have been going down, should have been working its way downwards. So what does that show us? That shows us that the reversals were much stronger with indices and not with oil. And what we wanted was an oil reversal eventually. So what happens? We end up getting, right, this moment. So let's go back. Can I go back a little bit here? Let's go to like the 5 minute. So all of a sudden, we get a move. So the market spikes up to here. So it's a big move. Look at how this is making still higher highs. So then we should be getting lower lows with indices. But we don't get that. Like, look at how we break above this. We're not breaking below indices, which is why I actually took a shakeout setup down over here. Because I was like, all right, well, this is going to go and sweep liquidity, and then we can get a reversal. So then from here, look, still, this is still pushing much more aggressively to the upside, while Dow and NQ, they're just slowly going down. So we definitely had a much better, like, the reversals are holding up way better here, while oil has so much more momentum. What was metals doing during this? They were dropping. Yeah, they were dropping too. So if you look, like, all right, you're seeing metals start to crash down. So you're seeing that. So if you're only looking at metals, then you're thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I do take this. It looks fair. It looks solid. But the thing was, like, the sign was this: between all of these assets, what was holding up best, what was giving you like, what was better, like what was ready for reversals was indices. And so oil ends up failing. It's like this is still pushing so much while this is gently taking out liquidity now and then ready to do its thing. And then we end up getting this move, right? It takes out the high right there for Dow, and then you saw NQ start to rally as well. So anyways, that's the breakdown of kind of where we got to in the market, why that setup specifically didn't work. So if you ever have a setup, all of that, at least I think that what I do is, all right, cool, I'm just going to compare them. I'm like, all right, cool, this looks good. So look at how, and I'm doing the same thing with you guys right now. And you know what's funny? People charge for this. What I'm saying, all the stuff I'm teaching right now, like, this is people's entire 5K program, just this stuff. So here, we're slowly going down, all right? And now look at how, for example, NQ is moving, right? NQ pushes down, has been pushing up, coming back down, pushing up, coming back down. So this has mitigated now for NASDAQ. Like I said, I'm not taking this. All right? Dow holding up. So, I mean, again, this might happen. And one of the things, and this is how and why your system will work if you can't say no to some you know, like, sometimes you kind of feel like a trade is there. You kind of feel like, oh, this looks kind of good. We don't really know what that means. Oh, this looks good. Like, you don't actually know what that means, but it's like your feelings are starting to entice you. The little devil on the shoulder and saying, hey, buddy, what if you just got in? What could possibly go wrong? You'd just be blowing another account, you know? So, like, you have to reject mediocrity in order to get some sort of consistency or greatness, right? Just saying. But right now, there's something in your ear where it's like, it's the idea of potential. It's the idea of opportunity. Where it's like, if you were to say no to this one, what if this is the last time you'll ever be able to make money in the markets? You have enough money to buy another one. Absolutely. Exactly. That's what runs through your head. All of a sudden, the pain of having to buy another one, the pain of losing another one, the pain of falling victim to your own impulses, that kind of disappears for just a little bit. Why? Because the idea of possibly being able to make some money, to be in a trade, the dopamine that hits there, that's what it is. That's what you want. And then, because these all have repercussions and consequences. Let's say you take it. Let's say you're like, you know what, man, fuck it. I'm going to take Dow sells, because if you have a reason, if you have something you see here, technicals, a setup, cool, take it. That's valid. But if you don't, but you're like, I just think it's going to go down. Okay. Well, what that does is, that builds against everything else that you have that's based off of data that you know works, that you've seen work. So you just start to create trust issues within yourself. And that doesn't serve anybody, right? And so anyways, you got to be able to do this. These, what do I charge here? These are free. And it's for free, it's for me, right? That's what I hear. So, and here's why. Like, I just want you guys to know, one, I want you to know that if this is for you, because I do charge, if you're going to work with me, like, hands-on for a whole year, like, I'm giving you all my time, like, I'm going to fucking charge you, you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole year of my life. Like, yeah, dude, there's an exchange there. But also it's backed by, like, a hilarious amount of testimonials and, 10 plus years of experience on, having verifiable number one trading over the course of an entire year, payouts, all that stuff. But the important thing here, and what I want you guys to know while you're here, is I want you to know what it takes. I want you to understand what trading really is. Like, when I first started trading, it was just like, this idea is so fucking cool. like the idea, the vision of trading, it's just so sick. Like, you can do it anywhere. There's no limit, and there's like, you can be on the go. Like, I've made money on the train, on the plane, on a bus, in a taxi, in an Uber, while paragliding Mount Fuji. I had a yen trade running, in any environment, while you're sleeping, all that things. Like, it all sounds so cool. So the idea, the illusion of trading is epic. And I remember when I started, I was like, guys, why isn't everybody doing this, right? Like, why is not everybody doing this thing? But here's the thing, and this is why I don't promote trading for everyone. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, everyone should trade right now. Because everyone could trade. Everyone could. And everyone has what it takes. But I'll tell you right now, it is not. People are not built for this. Most people will not survive this. 100%. Because most people are not willing to do what it takes. Most people are not willing to change. They're not willing to position themselves financially to do it. Most people are not willing to accept what behaviors are causing problems. Most people are not willing to go, oh man, maybe I actually have to accept that I'm not as good at this as I think that I am. Like, most people are not willing to go, wow, I'm not making money with this. I'm not good at this. I need to change. Maybe I need to prioritize working on different elements of this game. But instead, what happens is, and there's like a level, there's tiers of this. But people put this in the same category as sports betting. People put this in the same category as poly market. And it's not the same. It's not the same. Here, you're managing money, you're managing risk, you're managing expectations, you're managing your impulses, you're managing so many elements. But the problem is, because it's so accessible and because you have moments, you can taste victory every once in a while, you think you're better than you really are, and that's it. You just hold on to that. But guys, I'm going to be real with you right now. The moment I became honest that I was just ass at trading, that's when things started to work out. Because I was like, all right, yeah, on paper, the charts look good. The charts are giving me positive reinforcement. Like, bro, you know what you're doing. You're killing it. It looks awesome. And people get a taste of that. Most traders will get a taste of that. You will take a trade. It'll go in your direction. You're like, dude, I'm awesome. This is amazing. Hell yeah, I got it. And that's part of the equation. But it's not all of it. And eventually, when you get enough feedback that, hey, your charts look all sexy. Hey, oh, look at my sniper entry, bro. But if money is not hitting your accounts, then there is something about what you believe about your trading that is false. And you got to get that through your thick fucking head. All right? This is big bro. Tough talk here today. But I had it fermenting. I was like, man, I see this way too much. It's like you can't be delusional with this for too long. Optimistic? Absolutely. Delusional with where you're really at? False. So, anyways, I'm just here because sometimes what we need is a reality check. An absolute reality check. And I have to do this with myself all the time. I'm not saying I'm better than any of you guys. No. Like, this is how I get better. Is to go, okay, this is really, like, you think you're here, but you're actually here. Like, oh, you think you're, but no, but here's just like, here's raw data evidence. So it doesn't matter what you believe. Doesn't matter how you feel. This is just the facts. So the more you're able to accept that, the more you accept that maybe your ego is a little too fragile, then you'll get better. Like, oh, you know, I think I'm so good at entries. But then you go, damn, like I have a 24% win rate. All right, hold on. Maybe we got to look at this. All right. Oh, I'm such a good trader, but all of a sudden you're not hitting take profit. You're not actually closing trades at the risk reward that you think you should. Cool. Okay, the numbers don't lie there. Like, oh, I'm so good at this, dude. I'm a good trader, but all of a sudden it's like you haven't gotten a payout since 2000 and never. You know, I haven't withdrawn. So it's like, yes, guys, it takes time. Yes, it's not all about money, but there's moments in where it is. There's a moment where it's like, if it's not happening, okay, there's changes that we're unwilling to make. Because here's the thing, guys. Some of you might already know what you need to do. You might already have an idea, but you're just not doing it. But anyways, with that being said, the main point of what I want to say is that there is a cost. There is a cost to making anything exceptional work. That comes at a price. And that price is like, you have to shred every version of you that's not going to serve this cause. And here's the thing, you can't want it. You know, you can want it. You can want the results. But you won't have it if you're not willing to pay that cost. It's that simple. That cost might be your time. That cost might be you're willing to change. That cost might be your money. That cost might be that you need to change your financial situation, which, statistically speaking, most people that are here right now, instead of wanting trading to fix your financial situation, you need your income to change your financial situation so that trading can get easier. If you have very little money left over every month, then you're trying to play trading on like expert hardcore mode, because your mind is in scarcity And bringing scarcity into an environment of risk is how you make things 10 times harder. So just some piece of advice for everyone here. Not that you asked for it. Well, I mean, I guess you're here. You're here right now, so y'all asking for this shit right now. But think about how you can make just your baseline income better right now. Challenge your beliefs on what you think you are making and why you're making what you're making. And I'm gonna go through a list of things right now. The markets are kind of like boring and dead right now, so this is why I'm just going in on you guys right now. So good morning. Here's Mike just like whooping your ass in the morning to start the day. I'm like, I came out with the chancla. So like 2 chanclas. I came out dual wield. If I had one, I would throw one. But look, there's levels of where people are financially and why it's devastating to the trading. Like, okay, 1, you're just not making any money. You're sitting your ass at home and not doing shit because you think trading is going to fix it. You're wrong. Go get a fucking job. Go start a business. Do something. Use your skills that you may already have. If you don't have any skills, go get some skills. But like, get off your ass. Go figure it out. Because your allowance or however you're making money, like the little bit of weed that you're selling, whatever the fuck that you're doing, it's not going to make it happen. All right? Just facts. Just being real. Especially if you live in the U.S. Like, dude, if you're making under $2K a month, this is not going to work for you. Okay? It's not. All right. 2. Okay. 2, you're making some money. All right, let's say you're making 2-3K a month right now in the U.S. It depends on where you're at. You kind of know where you're sitting. Everyone really should know where they're sitting in their economics of their country. All right, and you're barely getting by. Okay, cool. You got a job. Awesome. You have a business. Awesome. You got to push the envelope. So what you have right now is not where you're meant to be forever. You can challenge that. Go apply at 100 different places. Literally go search like, okay, what's the average income doing this? The average hourly doing this. All right, can I go do that? Do I need to do a weekend certification so I can make an extra $1,000 a month now? Go do it. But here's what happens. And I can say this because, guys, I've worked with so many people. Thousands and thousands. And if it's just conversations, but like throughout the last 10 years, easily, I've had hundreds of thousands of conversations about these things. You are getting paid what you believe that you're worth right now. And you're comfortable with where you're at. Even if it's not painful enough. It's painful, it might suck, but not enough for you to do anything about it. So, guess what? Go have conversations, go ask around, but you can change your income quickly if you have enough conversations about it. You guys have friends. Even if you don't have friends, cool. You have the internet. You can go apply to it 100 different places. If you're like, Michael, I can't make any more money, man. It's like, and you haven't gone and applied to 100 different places in the last 2 weeks, then you're full of shit. Right? You're not creating a window of opportunity for yourself. Okay, so, and here's why I'm saying that. Like, you have to elevate that so that everything else is easier. Otherwise, it's like you want to climb the mountain of trading, but you're doing it naked. Yeah, dude, there's no way. Unless you're Wim Hof. But that's about it. So these things need to change. If you've been making the same amount for the last 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, okay, that's on you. You're not asking to be worth more. Oh, I just don't want to go get another job. Well, the one that you have isn't enough, then cool. You just got to accept that you're just never going to have enough. You're just never going to have what you really want. It doesn't have to be things. It just could be a certain life. But I'm going hard on this because one of the reasons that we push to get funded so quickly, I just need this payout right now. I need to get it. Like, you get funded and it has to be in the first 5 days that you get your payout for some reason. Like, it's an option. Like, you can qualify to get paid in 5 days, but it doesn't have to be in 5 days. But all of these things, it's the money. The money dial is just in your head, and it's ticking and it's ticking and it's ticking. It's all you can think about. And I'm not even going into seeking validation seeking expectations, the timeline of success, all of those different things. But all of these things are what leak into you, what start to erode your trading identity. All of it is what does the job. So anyways, from a money situation, like, you have to go fix that too, because the trading is meant to multiply your money. Yes, it can give you money, it can give you surplus, but it's not supposed to be the solution right away. That's my whole point here. This is not going to be the solution right away. Can it? Sure. Should it? Is it easier to trade when you have $4 left over? Of course not. Then, because that's when your eye is off the market, your eye is off your confirmations, and all you can do is think about what you want and think about how much life sucks. So go get it done, my guys. You're leaving for MEPS next week? Oh, damn. Well, bro, I'd say enjoy yourself, but it's gonna suck. So, have a great shitty time out there at boot camp. Yeah, enjoy it. Stay-at-home mom life is actually the best and most challenging. Well, that's different. All right, guys. All right, so it's impossible to cover every ground, but of course, if you're a stay-at-home mom, yeah, you're at home. But you have a situation with your family, right? That's a family situation that you have. So, as a collective, I'm sure you guys have an understanding. And this is what, this is it. So, anyways, right? You have to have a plan. Trading is a business. And business requires money to be fueled. You can make better bets on yourself. You can make better risks when you have a certain amount of cash flow. So in the early stages of business, in any kind of business, there's typically a little more money going in than coming into your pockets because you're in the launch phase. The thing with trading is, remember, that's why you got to look at trading from, and this is why I dropped out of school, because the idea of going 6 figures into debt, and it takes 4 years, 6 years, 8 years. So you have negative cash flow for, let's say, 4 years. There's 4 years of time where you're basically not making any money either. So you're just losing money, for then to have to pay that back throughout the next 15 to 20 years to have an income that doesn't really make much sense based off of that debt. But we've been indoctrinated for your first 12 years of your education, that's just the way to go. Trust the process. That's basically all it is, right? 12 years of trust the process. And I'm not saying that nothing is worth going to school for, because for sure some things are. But from just a money perspective, a lot of it does not make any sense. Okay, trading is the exact same process, except that the debt factor is way, way lower. So you don't have to put so much up front. Definitely don't have to pay 6 figures in the first 4 years. There's income potential during those first 4 years. And your salary cap is, technically unlimited. But the difference is we don't value trading with that same type of, this is a 4-year plan. This is a 6-year plan. We don't look at it and we don't have a structured, here's the reason it's a 4-year plan is because there's a specific type of learning process, implementation process that's supposed to work. And the craziest thing about school is it's not even 4 years of learning one craft. It's 2 years of learning general knowledge, which you can just learn by existing anywhere else. And then 2 years of semi-specialized information, general information, but it's more catered to that specific degree. And you only really start to get experience on something once you graduate and you're in the workforce. Then you're actually getting some type of experience. So here, it's experience right away. Now, what type of learning experience you have and what type of structured process you have, that's on you. Obviously, we have certain programs, but you can just do whatever you want. Be creative, be resourceful, figure that out. But what I want to really nail here is you have to have the intention of a progressive overload on how you're developing your trading whether it's technicals, whether it's internally, psychologically, financially, profit strategy, all these things, but you have to have a certain process, a certain progress. And then, yes, cool. A couple years of doing this, you should see some progress because now it's been structured, because now it was intentional, because it was consistent. And you built all of these different elements, different pillars in the game. But if you don't have that type of timeline and the financial side of it is also complete trash, then guys, of course, this is hard. You know what I mean? You could be doing this for the last 5 years, but it's just been like throwing darts at a board that you can't even see. So anyways, extremely long tangent and rant here. But yeah, so cool. If you really want to do something, then be serious about it. Then that's when you should be working with us. If you don't know if this is for you, then don't. It's pretty simple. All right. But why I do this for free is so that you can get to the point where you actually go, okay, yeah, I'm down to do this structured consistently for a while, quite some time. And I know that I need to be in a position myself financially so that this works. And so I like to put all of that up in the air first so that when you're like, okay, hey, now it makes sense and I want to work with you. Because now at least everything is out there and there's no like, maybe I should do this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, this is why we don't do it. This is not paid for. So you can just see, okay, what's real, what's not. And that's it. So if you know what's real, if you're in a position financially where it makes sense for you to take on a learned skill, just like you would go and apply for a school, apply to do, learn coding, go do anything like that. Like, okay, I'm ready to take on a skill as a profession. I'm in a decent place financially where it makes sense to, and I have the long enough vision to be able to do this. Awesome. Yes, cool. Work with us. That makes sense. Other than that, if you don't want to believe any of the things that I just told you, then, you're cooked and good fucking luck. All right, awesome. Meanwhile, NQ been working its way down. We've had Dow still doing its thing. So look, you could have been a degen. You could have just sold and it would have worked out for you. But that's the trick in itself, is that breaking your rules sometimes in the short term can pay you. But is that what you really want? Do you want short-term gains for long-term failure? Took MNQ sell cap 3R. Sweet. Wasn't for me, for rules that you guys understand, but I'm happy that it's working out for you. And I genuinely am. Because we can all have different ideas and different entry models, exit models, and it can all work. It can all work for everyone. You need to play your playbook. That simple. Can you duplicate it? Exactly. So, speaking of duplication, we were looking at metals, right? I mean, we're seeing whether should we take a buy here. Now we have gold and silver. Silver, a lot more bearish, way down over here. These highs failed miserably. So this looks like it can break this low. Gold, on the other hand, gets above this structure, trades up to here, and it looks like it can trade in this zone. I think this has a possibility to work out. Again, we are in a downtrend, so this is trading against the momentum of the market. And we don't need too much to make this trade work. Like, to get a good trade out of this, market doesn't even have to really travel too far. So could we get a good trade out of this? I think it's possible. And then if you look at, let's say, something like even Dow, right? Dow and gold look pretty similar, where started to shift. Dow is trading into this imbalance over here. But what I want to buy Dow, well, it's kind of dropping the most aggressively. So not for me. I just don't know. It could reverse here, but again, not the setups. And that's why it could is just not my style, not my style. Gold, are you gonna leave us behind, homie? I'm not gonna lie, that's not cool, bro. All right, let's see here. I'm just going through the chat. Oh, y'all were in here, okay. I'm like the only person I've seen give so much free value. Appreciate you. In a box with the fox. All right, facts. Need to be coachable. Oh yeah, need to be coachable and willing. Better odds here, for sure. Needed to hear this. Sweet. Trading is no joke, but I love it. Me too. We are a little bit psychotic, right? Like we have to be. Like if you like hard, difficult things that give you, you know, very little feedback loops and like most of the time you're wrong, but you still do it, gotta be a little crazy. But, you know, I can only imagine what a whole ass business is. Seth. Whatever do you speak of? Big best mentor, big bro. Love you too, Harshi. Needed this pep talk today. What's up, Marty? Selling weed sucks for cash. Facts. La chancla. How you gonna sell it if you're smoking it? Oh, that's my only problem. Ruben, references. Always got good references. Rover for dog walking, thumbtack, painters, nannies, Uber, Instacarts. If our grandparents made it happen when resources were limited, our only excuse is privilege. Facts. Okay. That's the type of talk that makes you want to run through a brick wall because it just fires me up. Sick. If you do, send the video. Working on learning Python. I mean, yeah, coding is it, man. I feel like, and this is, I don't really have any ground to stand on. I think getting certified with leveraging AI in coding is probably more valuable than just coding on its own. I think that's what businesses, if you're thinking about, okay, who's gonna pay me, right? That's always the question. If you wanna make money, who's gonna pay me? Who's got the most money? That's really who you wanna get paid by. Who's got the most money? And so for while talking businesses, okay, well, if businesses are gonna pay whoever has certain skills that they need, and businesses, well, everyone wants AI right now. They want efficiencies, they want systems, they want it for less. So being able to integrate those things, being a person that is certified to do those, I think that in itself may be more valuable, but I'm not a coding guy. No lie, I dropped out after I learned philosophy and it just took my mind to another level. Made me start questioning my personality and what I was really doing at that time. I love that. To take London low, I could see that. Haven't been on in months, and the first time I hop on, you're literally talking to me. EJ, I just, it was gonna hit somebody. That would, like, the chancla will hit someone. Once it's thrown, once it's airborne, trust me. Did that ever happen to you? Like your mom's like chasing you down, and she throws the chancla, she misses you, but it'll hit your brother or your sister. Like there's a magnet there. And that's kind of how I think, in my opinion, value, wisdom works. It might miss you, but it'll hit somebody else. It'll still be worth something. I swear that I feel like I hit some pre-workout and I've had one sip of this coffee, whatever she put in here. I'm just fired up on life, dude. South Asian households will throw anything at you, for sure. I guess maybe my dad has a little Asian in him. He'd throw whatever, man. Hangers, watermelons, whatever was there, man. Things got sketchy when we were working construction early on. All right, so, right now, I don't know. We got pretty close here to this sell-off on gold, like mitigation. I feel like it missed this area, but let's see. Obviously here we saw a spike in volume. I think this got too close for me to want to pursue it again. So I'm gonna classify this as just it having reversed already. I'm not gonna pursue gold anymore. I think maybe just this area alone was kind of what it was looking for. Clean rebalance. Because now it's kind of like, did it not? Like what are we seeing here? I don't love that. Being fair, it's not my favorite when we're looking at price action. I'll probably look into learning AI stuff later, but you gotta master the basics of Python for sure. Yeah, I mean, hey man, I don't know. All I know is that I'm in the process of building an entire software company, and I don't know shit about code, but I've done hundreds of thousands of lines of code by now. Okay, so look at this. So Dow mitigation maybe is what triggered that gold move up too. See that right there? We'll see. We'll stay tuned here. I'll be on the lookout. I'm not gonna force this one though. Yeah, so interestingly enough, guys, there's times where if the markets just really aren't giving setups, there's nothing for you to do. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It doesn't mean that like you don't want to just start looking at like you start to turn the camera, the chart around, and you're like, all right, maybe if I look at it from this angle, there's a setup. You just gotta leave it alone sometimes and go like, all right, cool. I guess I just have to go live and go, I don't know, work out, go read a book, go be with someone you love. You know, just go do something. Go for a stroll. Go get a nice view. Just maybe meditate. Go pray or something. But right now, it's just market just looks kind of boring. Not much going on. Typically, what I like to do in these scenarios, in these environments, is that I'll just set alerts at kind of like key areas where things would be interesting. So what that means is like, all right, cool. If the market were to come back down to here, all right, I'd be ready for it. For oil, for let's say metals, right? If the market were to, let's see, if the market were to, I mean, my interest is like way up here. So really, I'm not really interested in metals too much anymore. All right, indices, same thing. We know this, right? We talked about this. So if the market were to get back over here, alert would go off. All right, now I can go pay attention again. Because what you want is like, you don't want to be a slave to this either. You want to get better. You want to improve. So have tasks that you do to do that. But it's not like something you need to just always be so locked in on. You don't have to live on here. Like, it's going to be okay. Bitcoin mitigation. Sweet. Cool. So I thought I was getting signals. Scorpion spears. That's crazy, bro. Peso buy. You know what? I haven't looked at the peso in a minute. I think I lost it in my watch list, so I just kind of forgot about it. Is it 6MU? No, it is not 6MU. 6M. What do you guys got for me? Where are my contracts, people? Let's go 6MQ. Definitely not that. What the fuck is it? 6MN? Am I just... Did I have it right and I'm just tripping? Why did that chart look so terrible? All right, whatever. That was weird. Buys on peso. You know, I want buys against the dollar, but it seems like peso is a lot more bearish than like most of these setups. So I think I'd stay out and I'd wait for like Australian to play out or for like the pound to play out. So Australian, if you guys want to mark anything up, if you haven't yet, 6A, so AUD USD. This has a buy setup. The pound has one as well, and then the yen has a sell setup. So if you guys want to do any work and just draw things up on your own, cool. All that stuff, if you haven't gone through it yet, is in the classroom, right? We have the Smart Money Playbook. You can do it on your own. If you want to do it, if you want to go from zero to very confident and competent as a trader, where you're like, all right, I can do challenges, then the Fast Track program would probably be for you. That is not, we're not doing one until August, but if you do want to join the waitlist on that, then feel free. You can find that at our website, tradetopia.pro. So you guys can find that over here. There's a Fast Track section. And then for those of you that listened to my spiel earlier and were like, all right, this is for me, then that's where you can apply to actually join the syndicate. But other than that, y'all, as always, it's a pleasure. No trading yet today, but that's how this goes. All right, guys. If anyone tells you you have to trade every day, then can't trust them. Can't trust them. All right, y'all. Much love. Peace.